Hey guys, what's going on? It's Andrew from AR Media. I just finished binge watching Stranger Things Season 2 in 4K Dolby Vision, and I cannot wait to tell you guys about it. So in this review, I'm going to go over the season itself, the picture quality, if it's worth the watch. Let's get to it. So I just finished Stranger Things Season 2, and I went on a straight binge watching this, and I was so pumped for it. They released at a great time for Halloween, and Stranger Things is by far my favorite Netflix show, and really just floored me when it first came out. So I was really pumped for Season 2 after watching the trailers, and let me tell you, it did not let me down at all. This season blew me away. It may be better than the first. The one thing I want to say about it is it's more action-packed than the first, and it really captivates you from the first episode. I really will say the first episode is probably the best in the series after watching Season 2 and Season 1. The first episode captivates you. That 80s nostalgia is there more so in that episode than any other episode. The cinematography in that episode is fantastic. The characters, you really see the crew or the party come back to life, and the kids are hilarious, and really it just brought back great memories watching Season 1, and I'm telling you, if you watch Episode 1, you will be captivated enough to watch the entire season if you've seen Season 1. This episode is very strong. Now the rest of the season is also consistently strong. There is no slowdown points in the season. It does not drag at all. It is very well paced, and that's the one thing that I really have a problem with sometimes with TV shows, is that they drag out, or there'll be an episode that, you know, that really just doesn't need to be in the season, and this show does not do that at all. Every episode is really fundamental to the story, and in every episode you're kind of left with a cliffhanger waiting, so you want to watch the next one, and that's how I finished the season so quick. Now Netflix put a lot of love into this, and the Duffer Brothers, written and directed by them, put a lot of heart and love into this. It is bleeding with 80s nostalgia, very reminiscent of Donnie Darko. I noticed this season compared to last season. A lot more music, a lot more of the 80s music. The cinematography is improved overall, and really there's nothing bad I could say about this season. I think this is just as strong as the first season, if not stronger, and I highly recommend it to anybody who's a fan of Stranger Things, seen Season 1, or wants to get into it. Now is the perfect time before Halloween. Anyway, now let's get to the picture quality. So this was shot on a Red Epic Weapon, and this thing was shot at 6K, downsampled to 4K, so we get a 4K digital intermediate, and this also has Dolby Vision. So the thing is that this was shot in mind with 4K and Dolby Vision. So what do we get here? We get reference picture quality. For Netflix, we get beyond reference picture quality. This show looks absolutely beautiful, and it's no surprise considering they shot it in 6K and finished it in 4K. It's very nice to see that we're getting some 4K finished TV shows, and this is by far one of the sharpest and clearest images I've seen on Netflix, and by far on the 4K format. Now the depth here is very good. When you're on the upside down, whether it be that mist or the fog, you could definitely separate the foreground from the background, and as well as the middle ground. You could really see a lot of layers here, especially when there's a scene in the distance or a landscape shot. You could see tons of layers here. The black levels here are also fantastic. When Eleven is in those dream sequences where it's completely pitch black, it really shows off the black levels, and showed off the black levels on my OLED TV. Now let's get to the Dolby Vision. The colors here really pop off the screen, and just in the first 2 episodes, I'd say those are the most colorful by far. In the first 2 episodes, you will really see how the Dolby Vision shines, with the reds and the blues really popping off the screen, and some of those outdoor scenes. So there's one in the trailer outside the arcade. That screen really, that scene really blew me away. That was one of my favorite scenes that I've seen on my OLED, and really defines what Dolby Vision should look like. Now also I gotta mention that there is a layer of grain added, but I gotta say a fine layer of grain. It is not very noticeable, and the thing is, they did that in post just to give that 80s aesthetic. But the thing is, these scenes like the outside the arcade scene and some of the upside down scenes where it's a lot of wow moments don't seem to have the grain, so I'm not sure. It might just be in some scenes to give that look, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Anyway guys, the picture quality here is fantastic. The season was fantastic, and I hope you guys are watching it on this Halloween weekend. It's the perfect show to be sitting down and binging right now, and it was a blast for me to watch. Anyway guys, I hope you liked this video. Let me know in the comments if you're watching it, if you're enjoying it, if you're loving it, if you're hating it. Throw me a thumbs up if you like the video, and subscribe down below for more content. Have a good night guys.